So we're first going to talk about painting supports, and painting supports are what you paint on. And there's many types of supports. Cardboard's one. You can paint on canvas. You can paint on a bed sheet stretched on a wooden frame. You could paint on wood. Some people paint on glass. Some people paint on acrylic panel. You can paint on a lot of things, okay? But many times you have to prepare the surface, or you may want to prepare the surface. In some cases, the paint won't stick. In other cases, the paint won't behave in the way you want it to. So the reason that we're going to coat the cardboard is that if you paint onto the raw cardboard, it's going to suck the paint up very quickly, and it's going to make it difficult to paint on. If you're using cardboard, you have two choices to prepare your surface. You could either have a clear ground, where you can see the cardboard underneath it, or you could have a colored ground, okay, that's opaque. So you could choose a blue ground, or an orange ground, or a gray ground, whatever you want. Now, if you want a clear ground, you're gonna get your Mod Podge, okay, the matte Mod Podge, and you're gonna coat your cardboard. And the Mod Podge may look a little white at first, but it's gonna dry clear. Okay, once you do one coat, you're gonna wanna let it dry for about 20 minutes. And when you do this, I would suggest using your biggest brush. Do a little brush, you're gonna be here all day. If you wanna speed up the drying, you can use a blow dryer. Okay, and then once your first coat's dry, you're gonna do a second coat. And I suggest doing it in the opposite direction. Okay, or perpendicular to your first coat. And then I would let this dry for at least 20 minutes. Once you have your two coats of Mod Podge, your support is ready to paint on.
It'll work well for this project, okay?
If you're using cardboard, the second option you have for a ground is a colored one. So mix your color, or you can use gray or black or white. And you're gonna apply this to the cardboard. Okay, and this will take, it could be done in one coat, but it's possible you may need to do two. Just see if it's having good coverage. So ideally, we would have you use gesso. It's a liquid that's made specifically for creating grounds for painting on. But since that wasn't part of the kit, we'll be using just regular acrylic paint as a ground. Now let's say do this on a table that you could either get paint on or put some cardboard down. Once you have one coat done, then you're going to do another coat. overall goal of this painting is to paint something how it feels as opposed to how it looks to the eye. There's a variety of tools you have to express that, such as expressionistic marks, arbitrary color, and distortion of form. So there's two things I want to talk about. The first, choose a subject matter that you either dislike or have strong feelings towards. For example, let's say that I really dislike porcupines. A porcupine would be an excellent subject for my expressionistic painting. Or let's say I have really fond feelings towards my cat. A picture of my cat would be an excellent subject matter for my expressionistic painting. The second thing I want to talk about is how to make sure that your strokes are visible. So I first want to show you what happens when you get the same color and you keep making marks using the same exact color. What do you see happening? The strokes, they disappear. So what I would suggest doing is alternating the colors. We're having colors that are slightly different next to each other. And in that way, you could still see the marks. Okay, so in this example, I use the same color, okay, to make my expressionistic marks. In this example, I use different colors. And they can be slightly different, but they need to be different enough so you can see the strokes. You don't want to overwork it. You don't want to continue to go over the same spot over and over and over. You'll eventually start to lose the clarity of the marks. Eventually, it'll just mud up.